And mga dear, part 3 na tayo no, of Coulomb's Law, 3 charges involved. Let's continue with the sample problems. Ayan. Last time, we already discussed sample problem number 1 pala, no? So now we're going to proceed with sample problem number 2. This one is actually from University Physics 14th edition, Global Edition, 2016 edition by Young and Friedman. Ayan. Okay, according to this problem, a charge Q1 equal to positive 5 nanocoulomb is placed at the origin of an xy coordinate system, and a charge Q2 equal to negative 2 nanocoulomb is placed on the positive x-axis at x is equal to positive 4 centimeters. So parang kapareho siya ng problem number 1, no? Nagkaiba lang sila dito sa pangatlo. Letter A, if a third charge Q3 equal to positive 6 nanocoulomb is now placed at the point x is equal to 4 centimeters and y is equal to 3 centimeters, find the x and y components of the total force exerted on this charge by the other two, and letter B, find the magnitude and direction of this force. So notice, dun sa una nating problem, the charges are arranged linearly, but this time they are already located at specific points in the Cartesian or XY coordinate plane. So nung nakaraan, nasa negative 6x lang si third charge, but this time it is at a point with coordinates positive 4 and positive 3. Remember naman that coordinates are actually x and y, no? So kung nasa x lang naman yung point natin, it means wala siyang y coordinate. 0 yung kanyang y coordinate. Kapag nasa y naman siya, it means that the charge or the point is lacking its x coordinate, ganun siya. So, dito, nasa plane na talaga siya kasi may x and y coordinates na siya. So, again, let's sketch. Here, I prepared a Cartesian plane already, wherein Q1 is still at the origin. Ito siya dyan, positive siya. And then, si Q2 negative, nasa positive 4. Ayan siya. And then, para malaman naman natin kung saan located si Q3, ititrace natin siya, no? First, ititrace natin yung 4 centimeters. Ito yon. Tapos, aakyat ka ng 3 centimeters. I hope you remember you do this in junior high school, no? So, aakyat ka ng 3 kasi y is 3 niya. So, 1, 2, 3. So, your Q3 is here and it is positive. So, pag ganito na yung arrangement ng ating forces, paano natin malalaman yung charges pala, paano natin malalaman yung interaction nila, no? So, again, the focus would be Q3, okay? And let's see how it will interact with Q1. Notice that Q1 and Q3 are both positive, okay? So, pangalanan pala natin muna yung forces pala, no? Katulad lang din sa example number 1, no? The force will be named as F13 because si Q3 pa rin yung nakaka-experience ng force at si Q1 pa rin yung nag-exert ng force. And then, again, the second force would still be known as F23 kasi si 3 pa rin naman yung nakaka-experience ng force at si 2 pa rin yung mag-exert ng force natin, no? So again, positive pareho si 3 at saka si 1. So, they will repel each other. But, again, 3 will be the one that experiences the force. So, Q1 will push Q3 in this direction. Okay? So, that will be our F1, 3. Okay? And then next, let's look at Q3 and Q2. They are still oppositely signed, so they will attract each other, and Q2 will be the one to pull Q3. Hilain niya si Q3. So kung hihilain niya, syempre dapat yun ay pababa. Okay? So downward, that will be our F2, 3. Okay? Ayan. So based from that, we can create the free body diagram and it would look like this. Because remember, dapat yung arrow ay idodrawing mo mula doon sa charge. So ito, in-extend lang natin yung arrow na to, kaya naging ganyan yung itsura. Okay? So para saan tong broken line? This broken line will serve as our x-axis reference kasi kailangan natin ng angle dito. Itong angle na to ang kukunin natin. Okay? Later on. Which is the same as this angle. So pag nag-drawing ka ng line dyan, pinag-connecta mo ang ating mga charges, etong angle na to will be the same as this angle, no? Ayan. At kailangan natin yan later para sa ating pagkuha ng x and y component of the total force, okay? So now let's proceed with the given. Ayan. So, the given, ayan pa rin, no? Naka times 10 raised to negative 9 na sila para madali na sa substitution. Excuse me. And then don't forget to write the K para hindi mo siya makalimutan. And then again, we have to solve or to identify two separation distances because we're going to solve for two individual forces, F13 and F23. So we need R13 for F13 and then we need R23 for F23. So bakit naging ganito yung ating F13 at saka bakit naging ganyan yung F23, no? Balikan natin yung aking sketch, no? Kasi yun ang susi para malaman natin, no? Burahin ko lang tong mga chinenilin ko dito para mas maging bago ang ating pananaw sa buhay. Ayan. Okay. So again, I'm going to connect them together. Okay, ito. Imagine mo na diretso yan, dear, ha? Ayan. Tapos, syempre, ito rin. Diba, nag-form sila ng right triangle. Okay? So, si R13, ito siya. R13. Tapos, ito naman si R23. Si R23, madali mo siyang malalaman, no? Kasi diretso lang siya. So, ititrace mo lang kung anong coordinate niya. Ayan. That is 3 centimeters. Okay? Kasi nga, di ba, ang height naman talaga niyan is 3 centimeters. So, okay ka na sa R23 kasi based from the Cartesian plane, ma-identify mo siya agad. So, bakit sa R13, nag-compute pa tayo? Kasi, as you have noticed, the three charges actually form a right triangle, and alam naman natin that this longest side of a triangle is the hypotenuse. Paano ba natin makukuha si hypotenuse, di ba? The formula for getting the hypotenuse is C is equal to square root of A squared plus B squared, wherein A is a side of the triangle, and then the letter B is also a side of a triangle. So, ito, let's say ito yung A natin, tong side na to, tapos yung R23, equivalent naman siya sa ating B. No? So, ano bang length nitong A? That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Diba? So, that's 4 centimeters. And then, itong nasa taas na identify na natin yan na 3 centimeters. So, for us to be able to get R13, we need to use, again, the Pythagorean theorem or the Pythagorean equation, or also known as the equation to get the hypotenuse. Ganyan lang siya, no? 4 centimeters squared plus 3 centimeters squared. So you will be needing the two legs of the triangle, no? And the result is 5 centimeters, and we have to convert it to meter divided by 100. Ganun din yung ginawa natin sa R23. No? And then next naman na kailangan natin is the angle. Always remember kapag yung charges yung forces natin based from the free body diagram, hindi siya nag-form ng opposite, hindi nag-form ng same direction, o kaya hindi sila nag-form ng right triangle, kailangan natin ng angle for the component method of adding vectors. Ito yung method, kung hindi nyo na naaalala, recall lang natin. Ito yung method na kailangan natin ng sine and cosine functions. Okay? Ayan. So, balikan natin ulit yung diagram. Kasi base ulit sa diagram natin, we will be able to solve for the angle. Okay? So, as I have said earlier, this angle is actually the same as this angle. Okay? Ayan. So, using the sides of this right triangle, we will be able to get the angle. How? Ayan. Let's draw the angle. And we're going to use the inverse tangent function ulit. Ayan. Tapos absolute value, opposite side over adjacent side. Kasi diba sukatowa. Ayan. Paano natin malalaman kung sino si opposite at sino si adjacent? Ito yung angle natin. Yung opposite side niya is itong B or R23. Gaano kahaba to? That is 3 centimeters. So kung isi-substitute natin, na natin, no? Tangent, negative 1, tapos 3 centimeter. Kahit di mo na i-convert to meter, pareho lang naman kalalabasan yan. And then, ano naman yung adjacent side niya? Itong A, no? That is, gaano siya kahaba? 4 centimeters. Ayan. So, yung angle na masosolve mo, may point something. Para ma-simplify lang natin yung computation, ginawa ko na siyang whole number para wala ng point-point, no? So, para sa getting of x and y components, gawin na natin whole number. Sa final answer, doon natin lagyan ng point-point yung ating mga angle, no? Para hayahay buhay. Ayan. Okay? So, doon nakuha yung theta is equal to 37 degrees. Okay? So, those are the given. We are required, again, just like problem number 1, to solve for F13, F23, and sigma F sub E, or the net electric force. Same equations apply for F13 and F23, but this time, to get sigma F sub E, or the net electric force, we're going to use the Pythagorean equation. Wherein, using component method, we have to solve for the total X component of the electric force and the total Y component of the electric force. And then, yun yung i-input natin sa equation, no? Ayan. So, ganito kapag component method, no? Okay, let's have solution 1, solving for F13, and then solving for F23. Those are the results. Next, since we are employing, anong tawag dito? Component method, we need to create the table for the forces, the X and the Y component, no? So ito yung mga forces na na-solve natin kanina. F13 is equal to 1.08 times 10 raised to negative 4 newtons. On the other hand, F23 is 1.2 times 10 raised to negative 4 newtons, no? And then remember, nung first quarter natin, no, kapag ang convention natin is pag x-axis, X component, it comes with the cosine function. Yun ka-partner niya. Kasi yung reference natin ay ang x-axis. Okay? Tapos sa y component naman, ang ka-partner niya ay si sine function. Okay? So to get the x component of F13, we solve it by multiplying the magnitude of F13 by cosine 37 degrees. And the answer is 8.63 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons. On the other hand, to get the y component of F13, we multiply its magnitude by sine 37 degrees, and we will get 6.50 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons. Ngayon, ang next step dyan ay lalagyan natin ng signs yung x and y component ni F13. Pero bakit wala ka nakikitang sign? Kasi understood na positive, pareho sila. Bakit sila naging parehong positive? Because F13 is in the first quadrant. Diba? Nahahati ang Cartesian plane sa 4 na quadrant. Okay? Ito yung quadrant 1, wherein the x is positive as well as the y. Ayan. So dahil nandun yung F13 natin, parehong positive yung X and Y component niya. Sa second quadrant naman, so recall lang to, no, mga bata, negative yung X, tapos positive yung, positive yung Y. Ayan. Okay? So kung si F13 nandito, dapat i-negative mo yung X component niya. Tapos naman, sa third quadrant, remember, the X is negative as well as the Y component. Yeah. And then sa fourth quadrant, positive yung X mo, tapos negative naman yung iyong Y. Okay? Ayan. So next, F23, notice na siya ay diretso naman na nasa negative Y axis, di ba? Nasa negative y-axis siya. So, we don't need to use sine and cosine to get its x and y component. We simply write it in the y component column because niya straight naman siyang nasa y, tapos nalagyan natin siya ng negative kasi nasa negative y-axis siya. Tapos, since nasa eksaktong y-axis nga siya, wala siyang x component. So, isi-zero natin yung kanyang x component. Okay? So, now we're going to get the total. This one would be the total fx. Ayan. Tapos, ito naman yung total fy. We have to add everything considering the sign. So, kasama yung sign. Dito, 8.63 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons plus 0. Eh di, syempre, ito na yun siya. Tapos dito, may negative. So, i-consider mo yung negative. The result here is negative 5.5 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons. No? So, now na meron ka ng sigma fx and sigma fy, or sum of x component of force and sum of y component of force, pwede mo nang makuha yung magnitude ng F sub E. Okay? Ayan. And then, substituting everything, we get 1.02 times 10 raised to negative 4 newtons. But then again, we've managed to answer letter A by getting the x and y components of the total forces. But sabi dito sa letter B, you're not just going to stop with finding the magnitude, you also need to get the direction. So, to get the direction, kailangan nun ng angle at saka nung mismong specific na direction. Okay? So, after getting the magnitude, we need to get the angle. Okay? So to solve for the angle, that's simply inverse tangent, total forces along the y divided by total forces along the x, absolute value, substitute everything, and then we get 32.51 degrees. Again, kapag magsosolve tayo ng angle para dun sa component method, sa sine cosine, i-whole number natin yung angle to simplify the computation. But in the final answer, we have to follow the 2 decimal places rule, no? Ayan. So may angle na tayo. And then last is we need to know the direction. Paano? Okay? Titingnan natin yung signs ng ating sigma Fy at sigma Fx. Okay? Notice that sigma Fy is negative while sigma Fx is positive. Saang quadrant ba? Positive ang x at negative ang y. Diba sa fourth quadrant? Ayan. Dito yon sa fourth quadrant. So, ibig sabihin, nandito ang iyong resultant vector. Nasa fourth quadrant. At ito yung direction mo. Okay? And remember, katulad ng sinabi ko nung unang-una pa lang, in the first quadrant, the direction we associate is north of east. In the second quadrant, it's north of west. In the third quadrant, it's south of west. And then, in the fourth quadrant, it's south of east. So, magiging direction natin dito ay south of east. Kasi nasa fourth quadrant siya. Again, recall, titingnan ang signs ng sigma Fy and sigma Fx. Tapos, alamin mo na saang quadrant siya at kokopyahin mo yung direction that we associate in that quadrant. Okay? So the final answer would be sigma F sub E is equal to 1.02 times 10 raised to negative 4 newtons, 32.51 degrees south of east. Okay? Yeah. Now let's have sample problem number 3. I think this one is the last example, no? And this is also from University Physics, 14th edition, Global Edition 2016, Young and Friedman, okay? Ayan. So according to this, a charge of negative 3 nanocoulomb is placed at the origin of an XY coordinate system, and a charge of positive 2 nanocoulomb is placed on the y-axis at y is equal to 4 centimeters. If a third charge of 5 nanocoulomb is now placed at the point x is equal to 3 centimeters, y is equal to 4 centimeters, find the x and y components of the total force exerted on this charge by the other two charges, and letter B, find the magnitude and direction of this force. So we're going to follow the same procedures we did with sample problem number 3, no? First, we sketch. Si Q1, negative siya, kaya negative na yung sign niya dyan at nasa origin siya. Tapos, si Q2 daw, positive. Tapos, nasa positive 4 centimeter na Y. Kaya nandito siya. Ayan, yung red. And then, yung third charge naman natin, yun ulit yung focus natin, no? Ayan. Ay, nasa 3 yung X niya. So, 1. Ito yung 1 natin. 2. Tapos, ito yung 3. Tapos, yung Y niya daw ay 4. So, akyat ka ng 4 na steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ayan si Q3 natin. Positive. Okay? Ayan. So, based from here, ayan, titingnan natin, papangalanan natin ulit. Pareho lang yung pangalan kasi si 3 pa rin yung focus natin, no? So, we still have the same labels for our forces, F13 and F23 kasi si 3 ulit yung makaka-experience ng force. Okay? So since 3 and 1 are oppositely charged, they will attract each other and 1 will pull 3 towards itself. So anong direction nun? Papunta kay 1. Yan. Hihilahin niya si 3. Tapos naman, si 2 at saka si 3, pareho silang positive. So itutulak ni 2 si 3. Ayan. So papunta dito, no? This one will be F 1, 3, tapos ito naman yung ating F, 2, 3. Ayan, okay? So, based from that sketch, we would get the free body diagram that looks like this, where in F23 is directed towards the right side, while F13 is at a specific angle. Notice na laging ang reference line natin na broken line, kung mapapansin nyo, is x-axis. Kasi nga, pag x-axis ang reference natin, totoo palagi na ang kapartner ni x component ay si cosine at ang kapartner ni y component ay si sine. No? So we simplify things. So again, this angle is important. We're going to solve for that later. Ayan. At yung angle na yan actually ay equal sa angle na, asa na nga ba yung angle na iyon, no? Itong angle na to. Ayan, equal siya dyan. Alam mo, paano mo yan nalaman? Why? O, sige. Ibahin natin, no? Kasi kailangan mo na, maraming analysis ng geometry dyan. So, i-simplify natin para hindi kayo mahirapan, no? So, tingnan na lang natin is itong new triangle that I will be creating here. Wherein parallel naman to, itong line na to. Burahin ko lang muna yung mga F23, no? Para makita nyo ng mas maayos, no? Yung mga F23, burahin natin. Yung mga excess. Ayan, burahin na natin lahat, no? Ayan. Tapos gawa tayo ng bago. Okay? So ito, as a rule, itong length na to, actually will be parallel to this. Ayan, okay? Tapos itong length na to, remember, this is going to be parallel to this. Okay? And if we're going to connect Q1 and Q3, we're going to be able to create hypotenuse. Straight yan. Imagine nyo na lang straight yan. No? So, kung ikukumpara natin sa dito, extend natin, no? Extend natin ang x and y. Tapos, transversal kineme. Ayan. Okay. At yung mga lines ko talaga, perfect na perfect, no? Talagang, I'm a great liner. Ayan, isang line lang. Ayan, okay? And notice, kapatid, na itong part na to, ibahin ko yung kulay, no? Para maganda. This part actually looks like this part. Okay? And then, this angle is this angle. Okay? This. Yan. And as a rule in geometry, adjacent, opposite pala, hindi adjacent, char, opposite angles are equal, di ba? Sa transversal channeling. Ayan. So, ito yung opposite angle niya, no? Sige, ang ganda ng drawing ko. Sorry kung medyo magulo, no? I-drawing ko na mas maayos. Ibahin ko ulit yung kulay para makita nyo ng maayos. Ito. Itong angle na to, lakihan ko na lang. Ayan. Is equal dito sa angle na to. Okay? At itong angle na to, equal naman siya dito sa angle na to. Okay? Ayan. So, kung masasolve natin to, gamit yung sides ng right triangle na to, makukuha rin natin to. Okay? So, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina sa problem number 2, ano siya, ay, mali yung kulay, no? Ibahin ko lang ang kulay. Gawin kong white. Ayan. Ay, hindi. Red na lang red para maganda. Ayan. Katulad sa kanina, gagamitan natin ng inverse tangent, no? Na function. Raised to -1. Tapos opposite over adjacent, no? So ano ba yung opposite side niya? Ito. Ito yung opposite. Tapos ito yung adjacent side. Okay? Gaano kataas yung opposite side niya? That's 4 centimeters. Base dito sa Cartesian plane, no? So 4 centimeters. Tapos, ito namang adjacent side niya, base dito sa coordinates, ay 3 centimeters. Okay? So, using this, we would be able to get the angle to use for the x and y component later. No? So, makikita mo na yun siya sa given kasi nilagay ko na siya. Ayan. It's still 37. Wait lang, double check ko. Baka mamaya na kopya ko lang pala yung sa ano, no? Sa kaninang problem, no? Inverse tangent 4/3. Ayan, sabi ko na eh. Hindi ko nga siya na-edit. I'm so sorry. It is not 37, but 53 degrees. Sorry, wag niyo kong awayan, please. Please do. Ayan, okay? It's 53 degrees. So, si R13, tingnan natin ulit, no? Balikan natin kung tama ba na ganyan ang gawin natin kay R13. Tama naman, no? R13 would still be a hypotenuse. Tapos, legs ulit, that's 3 centimeters squared, saka 4 centimeters squared. Tapos, Q2 and Q3, R23, ito yon, R23 is equal to 3 centimeters. Ayan. Okay? Tignan natin kung tama ang nalagay ko o na-copy-paste ko na naman. Okay, tama naman ako. No? Ayan. So, convert natin. Tama ba yung nasulat kong mga magnitude? Positive. Ayan. So, ito lang yung hindi ko na-edit. Sorry. Ayan. So, 53 degrees. Baka kasi mag-correction kayo ulit. Dinoble check ko na. Diba? Nabasa ko na nasa isip niyo. Ayan. So, the required, ganun pa rin. F13, F23, tsaka net FE. Same equations. And then, we need to solve for F13 and F23. Ayan. Double check ko lang din 5 ba? 5, -3, Tapos 5, tama naman ako. Tapos 2, tsaka 5. Notice, hindi ko na yung sinasama yung negative tsaka positive signs kasi absolute value naman siya. So, double check ko lang ulit kasi baka nga mali ulit ako, no? Na-copy-paste ko lang pala dun sa isa kong presentation. Baka isumpa nyo ako habang buhay, no? Ayan, tama naman, no? Tama naman ako dun sa F23, tapos ito rin, double check ko lang din, no? Negative 9, tsaka 5, negative 9.03 squared. Ayan, tama naman, okay? So ito yung mga magnitudes natin. Now that we know the magnitudes, we may proceed to the table. Ayan, okay? Notice na kailangan mo laging balikan yung free body diagram pag gagawa ka na nitong table, no? So, si F1 ulit yung at an angle, katulad nung sa ano natin kanina. But this time, si F23, notice, nasa x-axis na siya. So, dito muna tayo sa F13, no? So, to get F13's x component, we have to multiply it with cosine 53 degrees. Okay? And the result is 3.25 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons. Take note ha, pag in-input mo yan sa calcu, walang negative sign na lalabas. Okay? Later explain ko ba't nagkaroon siya ng negative. Tapos, to get naman the y component, you multiply this magnitude by sine 53 degrees. And the result is 4.31 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons. Now, the question is, why do we have negatives here? Okay? That's because our F13 is in the third quadrant. Again, i-drawing natin ang quadrants. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. At sa quadrant 3, parehong negative ang x at y components. Okay? Kaya lalagyan natin sila ng negative sign. So, huwag niyong kakalimutang lagyan yan because it matters in the addition. Okay? And then next, notice that F23 only exists in the positive x-axis. Wala siyang y component. Kaya this time, yung y component naman yung 0. And then, yung x component niya ay 1 times 10 raised to negative 4 newtons. Eksaktong katulad ng kanyang magnitude. Bakit positive? Kasi nasa positive x axis siya. So, kung nandito yung F23 mo, gagawin mo yung negative. Okay? Ayan. And then, now it's time to add things. When we add this one is the result. When we add this this one is the result. Okay? And then, ito yung magsisilbing F sub x, sigma F sub x natin. Tapos, ito naman yung ating sigma F sub y. Ayan. And that's what we will input in the Pythagorean equation to get the magnitude of F sub e. And again, hindi daw tayo titigil dyan, sabi ng problem. We need the direction and the direction of the force, starting with the angle. Ayan. So, to solve for the angle, yan, substitute lang natin yung sigma Fy tsaka sigma Fx, and the answer is 32.56 degrees. Okay? And then for the direction, tingnan ulit natin yung signs nila. Si sigma Fy ay negative, tapos si sigma Fx ay positive, no? So, saang quadrant na naman yan, no? Saan ba yan? Positive x, negative y, sa fourth quadrant ulit. So, ito ulit yung direction natin, south of east. So, the final answer would be the net electric force is equal to 8.01 times 10 raised to negative 5 newtons, 32.56 degrees south of east. Okay? Thank you for listening again to the part 3, last part of the second week discussion about learning activity plan number 1 entitled Electric Charges and Coulomb's Law. Next, LAP or Learning Activity Plan number 2, that's going to be all about electric fields. See you again on that discussion. Bye-bye.